next question is also in this sort of campus climate vein. Yesterday marked 1 week since the Student Solidarity Rally, and last fall students camped out, I guess on those steps over there in front of Penn Hall, protesting what they described as an atmosphere of exclusion, isolation, and hate pervading the student culture. What steps has the college taken, and what steps is the college planning to continue to take in response to concerns of that nature?
First of all, I applauded the efforts of those students who did camp out here. I thought
it was a cold night.
It was a very cold night, and we did bring out the sleeping bags and opened up the building and tried to be sure that they were taken care of, hot chocolate and all of that. I thought they did a wonderful job of sort of lifting up the campus consciousness about this issue. They came into the faculty meeting and spoke very movingly about their experiences. And I think hearing directly from the students about those experiences, which are certainly not all positive, is very meaningful. So I applaud those efforts. I also applauded the efforts of the students last week who focused on that solidarity rally. I think student activism on campus has increased in a good way. And I like it when students are engaged with the issues and are willing to debate them civilly. And I think that's really important too, by the way. But in terms of your general question about diversity and inclusion and the atmosphere here, this is an issue we have to keep on. I just talked at our town hall meeting with employees last week about this issue. Inclusion is one of the 3 pillars of our strategic plan. Our last strategic plan really focused more on what we called access, trying to increase the diversity of this community. Now we realize you have to do more than that. You have to create an inclusive environment where people feel welcome. And so that's really where our focus has shifted. And I feel like there's a lot of momentum around this now. We've got a lot of work to do, but I feel like people are really across the campus starting to pay attention to this issue, and that is certainly the first step. As I said at the town hall meeting last week, we cannot have excellence without diversity and inclusion. It is that simple. We also can't survive without it, because with an increasingly diverse nation, increasingly diverse high school students who are coming and going to college, we have to be welcoming to a more diverse student body. But even if we didn't, a liberal arts education is about exposing students to diverse perspectives, to people who bring different points of view. It's about teaching students to debate those perspectives. And how can you do that if you don't have a community that is welcoming of a diverse viewpoint? So it's absolutely essential to what we do. For me, it is right in the middle of all that we do. In terms of how we get there, I think the students last year who called the town hall, and the students of color who presented that film and had a conversation with the campus community, that was a wonderful step. I feel like that was a turning point for us, really. There are a number of recommendations that came out of conversations with those students that we're now putting into place. Jean Arnold, as our Chief Diversity Officer, has done a tremendous job, I think, of coordinating a number of initiatives. The campus climate study was completed. Those results have been digested to some extent. President's Council has looked at them. We now have a couple of reports on the Diversity Inclusion website, so I encourage people to go there to see what's going on. We've got divisional action plans focused on inclusion, and we'll be tracking our progress. And we got to look at it at all levels. We've got to look at recruitment of faculty. We need to have faculty who are comfortable working with a diverse student body and able to mentor them. We need to recruit faculty who can bring diverse perspectives into our curriculum, but we also have to help our current faculty integrate more diversity into the curriculum. And then there's the, just the day-to-day interactions with one another, and how do we become more sensitive to one another? How do we become better listeners? How do we understand each other's perspectives better? A number of students and faculty and staff have taken the IDI, the Intercultural Development Inventory, which I think is a great entree into how to talk about difference and to get a little perspective on yourself. I've done it, President's Council's done it, even some of our trustees are taking this. So that it just takes, you've got to push forward at all these levels all the time. There can be no letting up. And I'm just so pleased that our community has really started to focus on this. We have a long way to go, but I feel like we're taking some really good steps. And I didn't mention the Office of Multicultural Engagement, which is sort of taken on a new look, and we'll have a new facility next year that will provide some social spaces that we don't have now. So I think we've got a lot of good things going here.